Well, good morning, everybody, and greetings from beautiful Ladora, Iowa. We are at the Ladora, Iowa westbound rest stop. Aw, puppy dog. I miss having a dog. I keep thinking I should get a dog, but yeah, I don't think that's the greatest idea. But anyway, I love dogs. Sorry, easily sidetracked. But yeah, we made it here last night. I could have gone another hour maybe, but you probably hear it in my voice. But I somehow managed to get slimed again. So somewhere along the way, either something or someone passed their germs along, and lucky me, I got them. So yeah, yesterday I was already starting to feel like shit. By the time I pulled in here, I was full-blown feeling like shit. Slept kind of half-assed, okay, not okay, waking up constantly, congested, coughing, sore throat, the whole 9 yards. So, body aches, all of that shit. So, that's another thing for anybody looking to get into trucking, for people just getting into trucking, that count on the fact that you will get sick while you're on the road. It's going to happen. You're going to catch colds, flus, whatever. And frankly, it sucks. So, imagine how sucky it is when you're sick at home and you have the benefit of being able to stay at home and, bundle up on the couch and, just watch TV or whatever and pass the time. Well, you can't do that while you're driving a truck. You have to remain alert and vigilant and all that good stuff, which is hard to do when you're sick. So, but not impossible. We'll carry on. As long as it's not stomach stuff, you can drive. So we're about to take off here. We're about 2.5 hours away from our destination at the Menards DC in Shelby, Iowa. And I've already chatted back and forth a little bit with Eugene, my dispatcher, this morning, and asked him if he could maybe try to figure out a plan for today and tomorrow that would get me home at some point without pushing full tilt to every last second of my clock the way I normally run, and he knows that's how I normally run, so he tries to keep me as busy as he possibly can, which I appreciate, because that of course means miles, and miles means money. So but when you're sick, you're sick. So I'd rather not push too hard if I don't have to, and be able to rest a little bit here and there. Naps while you're on the road definitely help, but of course you need time to do that. So anyway, we're taking off. We're going to be stopping a few miles up the road to get some fuel, and then from there it's a straight shot out to Shelby, Iowa. Okay, we are just pulling into the Pilot here, and don't even know where I'm at. Brooklyn, Iowa, that's where I'm at. Pilot in Brooklyn, Iowa. And it is 7:30 in the morning, so there's still the aftermath of all of the last-minute parking shenanigans that go on in truck stops when people pull in late and all the spaces are taken. Yeah. Then the game starts. It's called an Invent-A-Space. This place actually doesn't look bad at all as far as Invent-A-Space is concerned, but that's what happens, and that's generally why I try to stay the hell away from truck stops when I stop somewhere overnight. Both because they're dirty, noisy, and just chaotic, and I'd rather not have that while I'm shutting down. I like peaceful, quiet tranquility. And the other thing is, there are a lot of opportunities for very, very, very tired drivers who are very aggravated and frustrated trying to find a spot to hit your truck. And I'd rather not deal with that. So I try to always find a spot like a rest area or something like that to shut down. I come to truck stops just like I am now when I need fuel, and that's about it. So and a shower, but you know. Anyway, let's get this sucker fueled up. All right, let's get this going here. This is how we fuel a truck. So let's see here. We've got our trusty dusty Pilot Flying J app, which we can use to authorize the pump. So we don't need anything other than fuel and def. And there we go. We are ready to fuel 892.025. 892.025. 892.025. 892.025. 892.025. And 892.025. Enter. Remove nozzle to fuel. We have success. All right, and with diesel, again, for all you non-truck drivers, you never, ever, ever, ever touch anything without gloves. And this is why. You don't want diesel fuel on your skin, because once it gets on you, good luck getting it off you. All right, so this is tank 1. This truck has 2, count them, 2 175-gallon tanks. So that is 350 total gallons of diesel fuel that this truck hauls around. Yeah, a little bit more than your car. Just a bit. All right, this pump's all messed up. There we go. And we are spinning now. All right. Ooh, that's a slow one. Oh well. It's a slow pump. It'll take a little while. And now we got to go to the other side, where we will start pump number 2 in tank number 2. And tank number 2 we have fuel going. All right. And anytime I stop for fuel, I just take an opportunity to walk around the truck and just give everything a look. I just pre-tripped it, so I know everything's in good shape, but still, I like to give it a good look around. I always love looking under the cab and looking at all that crap. What all those mechanics and technicians do is amazing, working on these big suckers. Give everything a good look over. I mean, we only went 2.5 miles down the road, but what the hell. Everything's already been checked and thumped, but we'll check. Don't need to thump anything. And just give everything a peek. Any opportunity you have that you can take a peek at your equipment, it's a good idea just to do it. Plus, you get to stretch your legs a little bit. You know, even just a little walk around a truck. Everything has a benefit. We do need to wash our windshield off though, because last night when I was coming down the road, some guy came flying past me in an old Freightliner, doing, I'd say probably about, I think it was about 75, I'm doing 70, and which is, you know, that's fine, you know, go ahead. I'm in the right lane, he's in the left. Comes by me at like 75, and then he changes lanes to get in front of me, which is fine. And as he gets in front of me, all of a sudden I'm noticing there's spray all over my windshield. And I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, it's not quite freezing. You know, maybe there's a drizzle happening. And thought it was just, you know, water, just thought it was rain. And waited for a little bit, and then once it got to the point where I wanted to, you know, turn the wipers on, I turned the wipers on, and it just made a oil slick. So he was pissing some sort of oil out of his truck. It had to either be transmission fluid, oil, coolant, power steering fluid, something like that. I don't think it would be brake fluid, because trucks have pneumatic brakes. They're air operated, and at least to my knowledge, I don't think they have any brake fluid anywhere. I could be wrong. Maybe they do somewhere in the system for some reason, but in a pneumatic system, I wouldn't think so. So it had to be one of those fluids, and anyway, all of them are kind of oily. And unfortunately, it got all over my nice clean truck. So that sucked. And then a couple miles up the road, maybe about 10 miles later, something like that, 20 miles later, I see a truck over on the side of the road, pulled over, hazards on, and sure enough, it was that guy. So obviously something was letting loose in his truck. So it wasn't his fault. He didn't mean to slime everybody, but he was. Every single person he was passing got covered with whatever the hell was leaking out of his truck. Right. I just heard the pump tube cut off. So see, isn't this exciting? Bringing you guys on a fuel stop. This is what we do on a fuel stop. Just make sure everything is clean, because, you know, we spend our entire day in this truck looking out windows. It's always nice when they're clean. Don't need to get the mirrors, they're okay. They're still clean from the truck wash, but you can see on the headlights, see all that film? Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was, but it's definitely some kind of nasty oil. All right. Top this sucker off. And there's a lot of air that sits in the top of these tanks because they're enormous, so I wait until I get multiple clicks. Excuse me. Oh yeah, I'm sick. Oh man. So never forget to put your fuel cap back on. And let's finish off tank 1. Good morning, Schneider. All right. Full enough. Cap. Now let's put in the diesel exhaust fluid. And the diesel exhaust fluid goes here. This is diesel exhaust fluid. And this is the cat pee. Nasty stuff. Don't want to get it on you. It stinks to high heaven. It's urea. So it smells like a cat litter box. Man, I feel like shit. Oh boy. I hate being sick. Should be just about there. Yep. That one I never top off. Once it clicks, it's done. Topping off a DEF tank can make it explode back at you. You don't want to do that. So that's it. Let's put our little cap back on here. All right, we are all fueled up. Yes, ding, ding, ding. Headlights are on, that's why it's dinging. All right, well, that's how you fuel a truck. Exciting stuff, right? More later. All right, well, we delivered our trailer at the Menards DC in Shelby, Iowa. And yeah, I grabbed an empty there. We are now on our way to Council Bluffs, Iowa, a little bit farther west. Actually, we are just now entering Council Bluffs. Welcome to Council Bluffs, everybody. And we will be heading down to a little place here about 14 minutes away. Going to pick up a live load of some kind of something or other. I have no idea what. Something agricultural, so it could be anything. And just going to run a short little hop with that over, deliver somewhere in the Des Moines, Iowa area. And then from there, my rockstar dispatcher Eugene is going to get me some sort of a load somewhere in the Des Moines area to head back to the terminal in Plainfield and call it a week. So I was going to go on a big circle tour, going from Shelby down to like Springfield, Missouri, and you know, doing a big circle thing, but I am just feeling like absolute hell. So rather than push it, we both decided it would be better just to, you know what, I did a lot of good miles in the last 3 days, so let's just do a couple of short, one short one to position me in Des Moines, and then, go home from there. So, it'll still be decent, but it just won't be quite as many miles as I usually run, but that's okay, because I don't feel well at all. Yeah, whatever I got, it's a doozy. So, more later. Alright, exiting onto Interstate 29 South. Gotta love these flyovers they've got in Iowa. It's a lot of fun. These are almost like Texas sized. Holy cow. Yeah, we're way up in the air, folks. We're flying. And Omaha there off in the distance. Hello, Omaha. Wish I was feeling better and I'd give you a little bit more of an enthusiastic hello, but hey, I manage what I can manage. So around and around we go, and we will be on Interstate 29 South, and we got another, about 9 minutes or so until we should be arriving. Oh, there's an unfortunate soul. Never good to be the truck on the side of the road with a state trooper with flashing lights behind you. That's either breakdown, inspection, or a ticket of some sort or another. And van lines. I'm going to guess, because that's what they call a bed bugger, and for you non-truckers, anybody that moves household furniture, household goods, movers, they are referred to as bed buggers. A lucrative profession from what I understand, but those guys tend to speed like maniacs. It seems like every time I see a moving van on a highway, it's just going flat out. I mean, just crazy fast. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my imagination. Anyway, I'm delirious. I'm babbling. More later. All right, we are at our shipper, and we are picking up exactly what I thought. 20 giant skids of some sort of agricultural, non-hazardous chemical kind of stuff for crops. And we need to back ourselves onto door 5. And it's going to be 41,000 pounds, nice heavy load. So, you want us on door 5, tandems all the way.
Right, then take the second right.
To the rear, which is rather typical. So let's see if I can back a truck up while I'm delirious. A little off. That's all right. We'll live. We can fix it. All right, let's get my tandem pulled. Every time I have to pull, every time I have to pull the tandem release knob back there, I always think of my buddy Jana, the kindred trucker, and whenever she's in that situation where her tandems are all the way forward and you've got the skirting underneath the trailer, it's a real tight squeeze to get at that knob, and since she's not nearly as tall as I am, she has to literally start at the front of the trailer and like crab walk all the way to the end there to pull the button. So I always think of her when I get it, because I just reach it in and pulled it because I've got mile-long gorilla arms. So anyway, what did I do that for? I released the brakes.